So Google wants to look like a good search engine. And if you're sitting up there confused about what's good digital branded signaling and what's not, there's just no reason to show you. Hey there, Nolan Walker with HVAC WebMasters. Today's title is Fix Your HVAC Reviews Before It's Too Late. So work on it now. Don't wait. Reputation management for HVAC is one of the main things we do here. If you're not asking for reviews, you'll have a lower ranking on Google. It doesn't mean you're a bad company. It just means that more people that have a negative comment will be likely to review you than people with a positive comment. So it's imperative that you toot your own horn and ask for reviews. It's also part of your digital branded signaling to Google. So they don't know anything about you except what gets put out. So worst thing is doing nothing. It's great if you at least have a website up. A cheap website's better than no website, but it's better if you curate and try. You try to put up a decent website. You try to send in digital branded signaling and reviews, and you understand this. Reviews is a major part of your brand, but it's not the only part, but it's important, shouldn't be ignored. We have a product called Data Pens that'll send signaling to them. The client will get a text and email. And if you get a review, it'll come back onto your website, hopefully leave one on Google or BBB. You can't determine where it goes necessarily because you want people to have a choice. And by the way, Google has actually said we don't only want Google reviews. We'd like to see a medley of them. And they actually said that they respect a BBB review and that review will help your organic ranking on Google. So probably won't get a lot of traction from people calling from BBB. But Google will respect it if you have a wide assortment of reviews, and you probably don't know that. So if you had 100 reviews, it's not best for all 100 to be on Google. You might have 65 of them on Google, and then they're spread out, some BBB reviews, Facebook, Home Advisor, something else, and they can pick those reviews up and see the signals. It makes your brand look healthier. Remember, your digital branded signaling to Google, Bing, and this works for AI and ChatGPT too, because they derive it from the same area, the same places. It's all got to go up and then be digested by all this stuff, either the algorithm or the AI. You need to have reviews. You need to have a medley of reviews. Data Pens will send it and give them an option. Hey, give us a review on Google or BBB, or here's a Data Pens review. And they'll have a choice to whatever they're logged into. So you're going to want to curate. You're going to want to monitor reviews. I have a thing for reviews that I've always said, Nolan's 5 points of review success. When you're there, ask nice, in person. Good old boy. Hey, we sure would appreciate a review. Our company lives off of those. It helps us get more business. It would really be helpful. When you do that, hand them a piece of paper, something tactile. Say, actually, if you go here, and give them your place to go to give you the review. And then once you do that, once you leave, Data Pens will text them and email them. So now they get a text, an email, good old boy ask in person, piece of paper in their hand. And the fifth one, if you want to really go after it, you don't have to do this long term, but to get yourself popped up in the PAC3 mapping and work on it, call everybody back. Not too long, couple days. Hey, we had somebody out there the other day. Leave a message if they don't answer. I don't want to bug you, but we're just making sure everything went okay. Oh, yeah, it was great. Thanks for coming out and fixing our HVAC system. We really appreciate y'all running out and getting it done. Hey, no problem. By the way, I know they might have asked you, but a review really helps us out. If you appreciated the service, we sure would appreciate it. Now, if you had a customer that was a little rough to deal with, don't ask them clearly. Don't email them, don't text them. You just leave it off the Data Pen and you guys don't call them back. Most people pretty nice. Most people are going to do this. If you don't do this, you'll be lucky to get about 1 out of 10 people. Data Pens will actually post all of them, so Google at least see activity. You'd like to get some reviews, but if you didn't, 10 times that amount of activity will be shown to Google as your digital brand. That's important. Remember all this. That's just logically, they have to see your brand. So they need clean content, no cheating, signals like, hey, we were here, here's some photos, here's what we did. And 1 out of 10 of these people leaving a review, we've been trying hard, but here's all this stuff. So they're going to judge you. You need to become known. There's 2 elements to reputation: become known which is getting reviews and more jobs, and becoming trusted, which is getting good reviews and branded signaling. If you ignore either one of these, you're going to have a hard time getting up in the ranking where you want. And you also this isn't for this podcast as much, but you can't ignore basic elements. You can't not have a website. I mean, I had somebody call the other day, you don't have a website. It is part of the brand. It is a lessened consumer experience if you don't have a website, and there's less content to tag on your brand to even show you in the first place. And what that means is if you work on Wi-Fi thermostats, but you don't ever talk about it, they're not going to show your map up for that. If you work on mini splits, but you don't have any content at all, like you don't have a data pins page for it, they probably won't show you that on that either, because half of all the people that go to the map will land on the website. And if they don't know you performed the service in the first place, they wouldn't show you. And if you didn't have a page to show or some information, they wouldn't show you either, because it would be a reduced consumer experience. They just wouldn't have a good experience. So Google wants to look like a good search engine. And if you're sitting up there confused about what's good digital branded signaling and what's not, there's just no reason to show you. Other people aren't confused about it, by the way. Other HVAC companies are savvy and put up a WordPress site, and they add to it regularly. And they say, hey, Google, we're here. We know this is one of the greatest opportunities ever known for small business to show up without having to pay so much money. And the return on investment is fantastic if I show up on Google organic rankings, map placement, and organic keywords and reputation management reviews. We'd like to show up here. We care about our digital branded presence. We care about this HVAC company. We're going to work on reviews, and we're going to work on these other things. We want to be the best place for you to show somebody in our market when people go in for these repairs. And by the way, we are interested in these other repairs because we're doing data pins pages on them. We're interested in that type of repair and coil cleaning and that unit, the carrier, the train, the Rudd, the Daikin, the Mitsubishi, the mini splits. We do all of that stuff and replace this part, that part, the other part. If you don't do this, you miss so much content. Most people, and when I say most, 98% of the companies out there don't ever even try to exhaust this best method possible. You showing up in rankings on Google, Bing, AI search, there will never be anything cheaper than that. Even a referral comes from an initial lead, and referrals will run out if you don't replenish. And the only replenishment method that's surefire is to get organically recognized, which is 75% again of all search, and only about 1 out of 4 people click on paid. If you've ever exhausted paid, which I doubt you have in your market, let's say you have exhausted paid advertising on Google and you spent $10,000 a month, you can easily pick up $30,000 worth of organic if you could show up all the time. But, Google only shows primary keywords. Long tail keywords, or what they call low search volume, that's half of all search. So technically you could have a 600% increase by showing up on tons of things organically, and map placement organically, organic keywords and all that. It's worth it to go for the reviews like we're talking about. Build that strong. Don't ignore the other things. Exhaust legitimately what's allowed to be for you to champion your digital brand through Google so you can show up as much as possible. You will thank me. If you have questions, call us here at HVAC Webmasters. It has been 14 to 15 years in business now. We would love to be able to help you. We have a software company, have datapins.com, field360.ai. We have a lot of cool tools here that we've integrated and that we're proud about, and thank goodness we did. We're also very clean on everything that we do here. We'll put you in for a great deal, the best price for the best return. We will not force feed you a medley of things that may not give a return, like paid advertising or social media. Doesn't mean we cannot do those things. It means we don't bundle for no reason. Guys, give us a call. We look forward to hearing from you.